All right, getting a nod, not a thumbs up, but okay. Hello, I'm Sam Irvin, here for another episode of Asheville 8 Note. Right now, my guest is boxed in by all of his tech, so I'll go ahead and introduce him. Graham Whitley is back on the show.
Thanks for having me, Sam.
Hey, thanks for coming back. You were just here recently, within about a month ago or something, but you live across the state, so I figured I'd catch you on your way back from Peru.
Yeah, thanks, man. We had a good trip. It's exciting to be back.
I'm sure it's going to take some getting used to.
Yeah, it's been awesome just walking down the street last night in Asheville. I was like, this is so much different than the street I was walking down last week. So, yeah.
Yeah, here, can you talk right into this mic for me?
Oh, yeah.
Let's get you it's nice and sultry tones.
Easy.
Oh, yeah, bassy. That's much better. So
right.
What did you get out of the trip? Are you feeling inspired?
Yeah, just a lot of good perspective on life. And, when you travel like that, anytime you do that, you just kind of get a lot of good things around, I don't know, just being in a different place with different people, different culture, different language. You just get a lot of different times to reflect on, I don't know, just what different takes on society look like. There's a lot of good things over there that we saw that made a lot of sense. That was cool. It just kind of made you think. But overall, the trip was awesome. We got to even go out to the jungle for a little while. So, yeah, we had a great trip. We were out there for 3 weeks.
3 weeks, that's quite a vacation. That's awesome. And you survived the jungle. That's good. You didn't get taken out by an apex predator or a bug.
Yeah, nothing like that. I mean, so far so good,
It's okay.
Could be tracking me in my home. There's some wild stuff out there. We had a thing where we put our hand on a big termite mound, and the termite mound is like giant, bigger than your Euro rack over here. For that, bigger than your
America rack.
Your America rack, your Moog synth land. Put a little hole in it, and the termites filled up my hand, and then we, you do like that, and they have this like smell that comes out of the termite that's like good for your scent in the jungle, et cetera, keep bugs off.
Whoa, okay.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Like out in the jungle, just some of the nature technology out there.
Yeah.
Get to absorb that.
Okay, that's creeping me out. So let me take a moment. I'm gonna pause. Let's put a pin in that.
It was quite pleasant.
Okay, that's good. All these little legs on you. This again is Asheville 8 Note. We added the Asheville since you've been here. What do you think? Localizing it.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, we have different Asheville musicians on, or Asheville connected peeps.
Right, former Asheville musician.
There you go. Yeah, but you're back right now. You're an Asheville musician, as you sit in this chair.
True that.
And we have different musician guests on every week to chat with me for an hour and jam for an hour, in an effort to build community and be creative for creative's sake, and to just let me flex my studio utility a little bit and utilize some of this audio and visual equipment going on. It's a big week. There's always a lot of updates happening on the live stream. I'm pretty excited because we're working with a new main camera view, which might be what is looking at me right now, getting another nod. That's good. And I love that camera. Plenty to figure out on it. And what else? The internet has been upped. We didn't up the bit rate before we started. Maybe we'll look at that in the break. Got 4 of these SM7Bs, and with a round table soon to come, so we can have more people on to chat at a time. We got matching cans, so we can hear ourselves. And eventually the intro music. I didn't hear that happening at the time yet. Got an ATEM Mini Pro video switcher. Things are coming together for the live stream. I don't know if this is an interesting part of it for me to...
Yeah, it's impressive. What you guys have going on here is impressive. I love all the tech and all the solutions.
so many challenges. There's always one more challenge than the amount of solutions. You know,
That's right.
chasing my tail.
It's infinite for sure. No, it's great. It's fun. I want to get more into video. I got to do a little bit of drone footage on my trip.
Ooh, cool.
I'll have to share some of that, but yeah, I like the video stuff. I'm not so video savvy yet.
Yeah, there's a lot to figure out there. It's a whole world for sure. There seems to be a lot more material online, YouTube videos and such about music equipment. The video equipment doesn't seem to generate as much like demo videos and stuff like that.
You hear that? YouTube improve his feeds.
Please help. And on the other side of things, feel free to subscribe to this channel. I'm all mixed up in my intro today. I introduced you first. Usually that comes a little later. I think I said that I'm Sam Irvin in Irvin Music Studio in Asheville, North Carolina, the small studio where I run my small company teaching private lessons and offering event entertainment and studio production work, recording and video and audio now. And live looping is a passion of mine, setting up a lot of sequencers on my Moog stuff. And that's what you did last time you were here, sort of picking up stuff I was doing in the room and adding some of your own elements using this iOS app and a couple other gadgets here. And you wanted to come on and give a sort of deeper dive, a demo of this cool program. Are apps and programs synonymous?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. Yeah, you could call it either one of those would be correct. Okay. I think. Yeah, it's an app. It's an iOS app.
What are we working with here? Let's dive right in, and then we'll.
Sounds good.
Tell me.
Yeah, that's what we came here for.
I've got a lot of questions for you.
Right. So the app is an iOS app. It's called Loopy Pro. It's not available on Android, just iOS. You can get it on your phone or your iPad in this case for me. I like to use it on my iPad because it's a big screen. But it's really just a looper. I was using the RC505 before, which is a hardware looper. And it's about 1.5 feet long, just kind of a tabletop looper. I really like the portability of the iPad or my phone, so I could loop with my guitar, or anything, anywhere that I can get sound into it. I think the crucial point is you just got to have something to get sound into it, so an audio interface, like my Focus right here. But yeah,
you do. I'm not sure if we caught it in the frame, but I think it's a very popular interface. The
right.
2i4. Is that what you're working with over there?
Yeah, I've got the 8i6, but any audio interface will do. I mean, the audio interface, people don't realize it plugs right into the iPad. It's got a USB-C connection in my case on my iPad here. But a lot of iPads have a little they call it a camera adapter that you can plug anything USB into.
Okay, great. Easy as that. So you plug the interface into your iPad, then you're plugging in whatever sounds you want to make into the interface, and you're plugging your headphones into the interface too, probably, or the iPad. Yeah,
you can. I prefer just running all of my audio through the interface, so I only have one little thing plugged into the iPad.
So what is important for you in a looper setup? Let's give maybe a taxonomy of the challenges and solutions. What needs to happen? What functionality does it need to have? I think you're starting off by saying this is just a more convenient package than the 505 was.
Yeah, so your basic looper just means you touch something to start the loop and you touch something to end the loop. Whenever you touch it, that makes the loop, and the loop's repeated until you tell it to stop. That's a basic loop.
Give us the most basic loop.
I wonder if my mic is coming through here.
We turned your mic off of this.
We'll need a little bit of audio here. All right, so basic loop is just in this case, whenever I touch it, it starts. And then whenever I touch it again, it stops.
Great. Loop 101.
Yeah, that's a loop. And that loop will continue to play until I tell it to stop again. So,
or something catastrophic happens.
Or I run out of battery, right? I've got let's see, I've got a, so that's a typical loop. So I'm able to make these loops on my iPad just by touching the screen.
Does this iPad program app offer sounds for you to choose from too, or are you generating them elsewhere?
I'm running my sounds in this case just right into my audio interface. So I'm using my computer to route sounds into my audio interface. I've just got a sample library right now. That's what I like to use a lot of times. I can trigger a sample library from this MIDI controller. But a more just simplified example might just include you playing the guitar right into here.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So, should I play something repetitive?
You could just play a simple chord. Yeah.
Oh,
Get a little sound check. That's cool. I got a dial here.
There we go.
Yeah. Nice. So just doing maybe just one note, nice strum there, and then if I touch that, I've got a nice chord.
And if it's just you,
Yeah, exactly.
it's enough.
That's the beauty of the looper, is you don't need anything but just like one person playing, and now you've got a nice drone chord or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice. That was some nice guitar playing.
Yeah, where are you going with that thing? Man, that was great.
Well, we're gonna give more explanation demo. This is the
Okay.
talk portion, not the jam portion.
Right.
We got to stick to the the format of the show. This is a very disciplined,
Right.
organized sort of program here.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a program, but it's not an app.
So this program is about the app here.
Right.
So we've got like some sound that comes out of the iPad. So I can actually, in the iPad, I can actually have a few synths on here, I believe, if I haven't deleted them or forgotten to install them. But I can open up, I get a few like, just basic synthesizers that I can trigger in the app. Now that one's not my fave. Let me find the one that's a little bit better.
All right, and I think we've got a nice camera angle on this with the help of MG over there. Thank you.
Do we get a good camera angle on this?
It could use some work.
The camera
Let's
angle could
adjust
use
it.
a little bit. Yeah. Is it? Yeah. Let's definitely adjust it because I'm gonna want to show a bunch of little things.
Let's see. Yeah, bring it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm glad. We want the viewer to get really, really right up in his business.
Does that work?
It's better. Is it possible to like turn it like?
I think she wants. So this way.
Yeah, there we go. That's good. That's good.
Okay. Tell us what you want more of maybe in the shot.
That's good. That's perfect.
Oh,
Right
okay,
there.
great.
Cool. Yeah. So
Edit this out, future Sam. If I decide to start editing on this live stream.
you're using the Future Sam app.
Yeah. Using that app quite frequently.
Nice. Yeah. That's a good app. So I need to get my volume down a little bit. But this is a synth that I could just as easily plug in a hardware controller or something like that, and like a little MIDI controller, and be able to use the synth just the same. But this is I will loop this audio directly in the app. So.
All right, great. So I'm noticing that you're touching these little donuts up top.
Yep, those are donuts. Those are my loops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess like Fruity Loops.
Yeah,
sort of.
yeah. Just
Not the app Fruity Loops, the cereal.
Yes, these are they actually call them donuts in the software. That's great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's like the name of the manual for these circles.
I'm getting hungry.
Yeah. So the donuts are really the loop. They touching that interface, and then I can touch whatever I want and make a sound, and now I've got loop.
Yeah. So So here, I want to come back to the synth. Maybe we can dig into how you're generating sounds with that. But each of these vertical collections, right, of clickable objects is a channel, right?
That's right.
Each of those is a sound that's available to you, and I'm sure that you could scroll or maybe add even more loops if you needed. Is there a maximum, or are you stuck with this 8 loops right here?
There are. I can get. I think there's as many different channels as I can get colors. So I can actually add like a ton of channels. There's not. It doesn't feel limited.
There are a lot of colors out there.
Yeah. They do things by color in this app. It's pretty cool. So I'll just kind of go to a different view and show that I could just continue to add colors, and then I can also, I could do something like, whoopsie. I could do something like duplicate this list, and yeah, put some different colors on there. Some of the new ones that I added, that don't have a loop yet.
And all of those are potential loops, sort of slots for you to add loops.
Yeah, every
into.
different color is just every empty color that you don't see sound in, is a loop. So,
But I noticed
like-
they all still are connected to these one stereo channel. Oh no, I see that there are many more channels now.
there are many more channels now. You'll see the red one now is a new one. The red one wasn't in the original one. The dark orange as well. So they are. Whoopsie. Tap on that to get it back.
So let's see. I mean, you mentioned that you had the 505, so maybe comparing it to that could be apt.
I'd be apt to do that.
So I see, we've got volume or gain, and a panner, mute, and solo. Do we have maybe effects, like per channel effects? Isn't
Yeah.
that a functionality in the 505?
Totally. In the 505, there was you could get input effects as well as track effects, they call it. So they have their different tracks. There's like 5 loops. 505 is a multi-channel looper. There's a lot of just before, I don't know, maybe a decade ago, there was just a lot of single channel loopers. You got the loop and you got the overdub on top of the loop, and that was it. Now with the 505 it's a multi-track. They've only 5, but yeah, for this one I've already got I don't know how many different loops on the screen right now, probably close to 25 or something like that.
That's a lot of loops. That's a lot to keep track
I
of.
don't really need
too.
all that
Yeah,
loops,
I was
but
about to say.
they're on the, you asked, so I just duplicated my row real quick and changed my interface to add some more loops because it's kind of a fun thing to show off.
It is. That's a lot happening though.
Yeah, I'll probably get rid of that row again.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm trying to think about how to make this digestible too. Maybe somebody's watching who has no clue, who's never looped before.
Yeah.
I want to speak at that level.
Yeah, so you've got your input tracks. All the audio signal from here goes into your loops, and then the colors of the loops, the audio signal from the loops, can pass through some effects before passing out the speaker. That's your signal flow, in on the left through the loops, and then out on the right.
Do you have a master channel, like a master out?
Yeah, I do have a master channel.
mess with?
See if this actually works. Does it work at all? That might not be.
Dead.
Might not be going on. All right. The master channel is here.
Gotcha. So you could put effects on that too, like a limiter, or some master EQ if you
Let's
wanted
do it.
to.
Let's do it. Then my fave EQ is called Pro Q. And Pro Q has a nice dynamic.
So let's see, if I'm playing my
EQ.
guitar, is it going to come through that? And you can EQ my guitar as everybody's listening?
I'll put a full range compression on there. Is your guitar by chance turned down?
It is.
There we go. So that's a nice little thing on the master there. Let's see. Dynamic mix. Yeah, so I put a compressor on there and then an EQ.
Nice, and I'm sure it sounds better.
I can take them off and we can just test and play.
Oh yeah, so.
All right, so I just double tapped those guys and now they're off. Turn back on.
Really
Slight
nice.
difference, but yeah, you can hear it. It's
Yes.
that's what you want. Something
it's those
subtle.
slight differences that that really polish a sound, that are really important to getting a little bit of more clarity, cleanliness. And when you polish something, you don't want to like wear away the thing that you're polishing.
Yeah. I want to put some effects on your guitar, like some reverb. Is that?
Let's do that. Yeah. So now rather than doing it to the master output channel, we'll do it to just my guitar channel.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And I'm going to tune. My guitar teacher told me never let anybody hear you tune. But if you're out of tune, I don't know what the option is. I'm not going to walk into the other room.
Yeah. I mean, I like playing tunes.
Definitely.
All right, so you got some reverb here. I think, right? No, oh, no, I didn't put it on there. Here we go.
Ooh, some slappy
I'll
reverb.
put some crazy reverb on there. Let's put some long. I like that. That's fun.
In a really sad place.
Yes.
That's still reverb?
Well, I've got some extra stuff on there. I've got a couple of different channels with going on with some different sounds for the guitar. I've actually got three different inputs going on for the guitar. So, yeah.
So tell me why you would want multiple inputs on the same instrument.
I don't know why, but it just sounds good when you double things up in music production.
It does, yeah.
Whether it's a kick drum or just like multiple inputs going through a bus or some sort of left-right pan, even if you don't pan them, there's just something about it sounds like better.
Yeah, I mean, we have different effects on these, so we could do some parallel processing by turning the channel with the reverb at a lower level if we want to add just a little bit of reverb to the total guitar sound. Or like you said, we could pan it to the left and have the reverby guitar to the left and more of a dry sound to the right.
That's right. I can pan pretty easily by just adjusting the, let's see. Got my reverb all the way over here to the right now. Turn up a little bit in the mix, but just on the right channel with the reverb.
I wonder if we should be getting left and rights. Are you hearing the left and right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Give me the total volume of the guitar all the way to the left.
Total volume.
Or maybe the main output. Can I get that all the way to the left to
Oh,
see
yeah.
if I'm getting the stereo?
Yeah, I agree. There's something else. It seems like this. I don't think you get to pan the main stereo that I can see, but I can see that the main stereo is only coming out of the right ear.
Oh yeah, we might not have the
Direct monitoring turn off.
the direct that could be it.
That would be it.
Oh yeah.
Yep. We'll figure out.
We'll look at that
we'll-
before the jam during the
so,
break.
So that makes that's hard to describe what that is to I think without this, but it's similar. It's just
Well-
like
Well, we are listening. There's a pretty.
I was like,
Can you pluck it?
I was like, I
Um.
wanted to say I turned them all on mute. I wanted to see if there was a sound there.
Oh, gotcha. No, I'm dead.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, there's a pretty wild signal chain happening where right now in this segment we just wanted to hear your setup on your Focusrite. Your Focusrite is going into my Focusrite. The 18i8 the 18i20 Focusrite that I have that's actually serving as an expansion to yet another Focusrite that's going in. So we're 3 Focusrite interfaces deep at the
Really
moment.
focused.
And the Focusrite interface comes with an apt that is called Focusrite Control that really helps you with the signal flow, manipulate everything. And I think that in the headphone outs, we've got your Focusrite coming in and our mics so we can hear our lovely voices.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that I panned the two channels that your Focusrite's coming in to the left and right. That's why we're not hearing panning.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe so.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
This is interesting. This is interesting tech stuff, right? Can I get a reassuring thumbs up from the engineer? Okay. All right.
Yeah. I would think that most people, even especially if they're watching on their phone or something like that, they won't be able to hear the fanning.
That's
Unless they're
true.
wearing headphones.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, how's the panning?
So we've got multiple effects coming in on the input, right?
Right.
You could also have multiple channels with various effects going on for virtue of each looper, right? You're setting up one loop that would have reverby guitar on it. You could set up another loop that would have more distorted guitar or a chorus effect or something like that. And those loops would sound distinct, right? Is there a way to get all 3 loops in sync with one another to where you can start them and stop them all at the same time?
Yep. I mean, we got we can get in a multi-loop situation here. Yeah. I mean, would you like me to demo that? I guess.
Let's try it.
All right. So, yeah. Right. Deep. And now I've got my. Oh yeah. Let's do it with a guitar. That sounds just way better. That's a good little sample.
Sure. Reminds me of bugs,
Yeah, that's
like
great.
termites crawling up your hand.
That's a great sample. One of the things I like about this looper, as opposed to the 505 specifically, is that the speed is a bit cleaner. If I want to slow down that sample. This time stretch is not too bad. Keeps it in the same key. Takes it down. I think that's pretty fun.
Yeah, not too noisy at all. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Although I want to hear it the other way. It make me sound more talented than I am.
All right. Yeah, we could speed it up a little bit. I think we were at about 140. I could take it to 150. Oh. Sounds good. So if you want to overlap with some other notes, you could play like a lower bass note. I like how I can just kind of swipe up and I get a little menu. I can turn the volume up on that loop if I want to, which is nice.
What do we have in this little pop-up menu besides
I
volume?
got balance. I can pitch shift it a little bit, or I can speed it. Right now these loops are synced together. It's kind of like quantized together. So that means if one of them is in a certain length, then the next loop, any subsequent loops, will be in a division, a time division of that original loop's length.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Some even time division so that you can make whole measures, or so these are not just like free length loops as I hit them. They're in relation to one another.
Right, I'm playing somewhat freely. The not the most basic rhythm here.
Right. I think I'm going to turn these guys down a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, so that's loops over. I mean, we can just go on, and if we want to make another loop, we can, make another loop.
Let's make one more.
A higher noise.
I think so.
Yeah, I like one of the things I like about this one is I can also it's a quick button for extend. I can extend the length of the loop, so that's kind of nice.
And then I could record over that. Each of these channels you could record multiple loops on top of. Is that right?
That's right. And if I want to find some effects with that blue sound, I'll just kind of come into my menu, find blue, which I believe it's we
have too many channels.
there's too many. I put too many colors on. So I got blue, and I can add little effects to it. There's lots of things to do there.
Do each of those effects pull out a little bit more? What kind of, can you control the ring, or are these just sort of one shot?
This one
Cool
is
sounding stuff.
this is just this is a separate app. So this is an app about effects. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, so I can go and open that app on my iPad separately, but this is, when I'm on this channel and I click plus, these are all different apps that I can choose from. They all have their own kind of thing. They all have their depth to their effects settings. This particular one doesn't really have any depth to the effects. It's just kind of a simple one. But some of these apps are just like this app that we're in right now, that you can,
Apps within apps.
apps within apps, exactly.
Yeah, I think on Windows devices, they're VST plugins, right? But that's not how it works with iOS. Is that right?
That's right. iOS has something called AUV3, which is a audio unit version 3. Audio unit's an Apple thing. So GarageBand and Logic use audio unit version 2, but iOS uses AUV3, just like a VST plugin.
Okay, right, gotcha. So you could download any plugin that you wanted and fit it into this program,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I've got a ton.
any that are available for the iOS.
Right, you just go to the App Store and you can search AUV3 Reverb, and then you can find Audio Unit version 3 reverb plugins for your thing, and some of them are free and some of them are $5 or whatever.
Yeah, there are tons and tons of free plugins. I mean, that world is that's a rabbit hole.
Yeah,
It's so deep.
yeah. There's some good music ones. There's some good little ways to for instance, for guitar players, what we're looking at right here is like an interface this app is a lot like a pedal board plus an amp. Some mics they try to emulate that kind of pedal board user experience there. So that's a fun one to play with.
So what is this called?
This
app.
This
Are you
one's called
recommending it?
Overload or Overloud. Yeah, but they're pretty. I mean, they're pretty much geared towards guitar players. So if you want to plug your guitar directly into this and get some guitar-y sounds, then you just go for something like that.
Yeah. Do you have any other favorite plugins that you would recommend?
My top ones, I think, is a one like that if you're a guitar player. Overloud's great. Koala Effects, what I was using earlier, this is great. I'd say anybody can just get started with Koala Effects. I think it's $5. There's another one. This is actually on the VST as well. Tornado. That's a fun app. It's on iOS. So this is another effects kind of just another effects wheelhouse that you can just like really do a lot with. Yeah, we weren't really using it there, but Tornado's great. And then there's a few just free reverbs and different things. I also really like FabFilter has a suite of plugins. We're using their like compressor and their EQ a minute ago. I like this dynamic EQ. If you play a little bit, you can actually see the EQ moving. I'm like, that's cool.
That's helpful. Yeah. It's funny. You can see parts of the sound. It can be deceptive though. The lowest sound on a guitar is 80 hertz. The fundamental of this low string is 80 hertz. So you can see that main big bump at 80, but sometimes if I'm getting a big thump on, you can get some of the noise in that low end below 80.
Right.
You can wipe all that out. That's a hot tip for the guitarists.
Nice.
Out there. We don't need anything below 80.
That's right. Just get rid of some of that feedback.
I have heard the words FabFilter quite a lot. That's a standard.
They have a bunch of VSTs, and they've done a great job with some iOS plugins as well. Yeah. Yep.
So what haven't we covered so far? We've got the loops, and we've discussed how you can quantize them together and create multiple channels of single input to create blends of different amounts of effects, different panning, different EQ even. I'm sure you could EQ one guitar sound to be like front and center, and then take it way down in the mix and pan it way to the left and have your way up front sound all the way in the back, and sort of reverse everything like that in a counterintuitive way. Maybe you could give me a little sample. Let me sit back and put my feet up and talk me through that synthesizer app that you were about to pull out.
Oh, the synthesizer app's pretty cool. Yeah. This is just there's a loud noise right there, so let me get that out. Yeah, so this is just a list of presets that you can select through for a simple synthesizer. It's kind of fun. I like that one. So just kind of some plucky sound. Then let's see.
So it seems a little difficult to be able to trigger the app and then get into the synthesizer plugin or app.
Yeah.
Do the apps get triggered by playing the first note?
They do. Actually, I've got it set up that way. I like that setting, so I keep that on as a default mode. Let's do that. So I'm hitting this, and it says threshold on it right now. You can't really read it, but there's a little kind of a flashing that says threshold. It's turned red, and it's ready. It's armed for recording. So whenever audio passes that threshold, it'll trigger the start.
Let's try it with a synth. Still a little bit of slickness required to get back there and end the loop.
Yeah, for sure. I guess I could also just like rearrange the screen a little bit. Got to make my synth a little bit smaller. Can do things like that. Make it smaller. I'm not really sure why it keeps flashing. Please run the standalone. That's fine. Yeah, as we said, there's a standalone app. We could run that. What's it called? What's this thing called? Yeah, whatever. We don't need it.
Synth Master.
Yeah.
Did this do any of these plugins that you're using come with the Looper program?
Yeah, no, not really. They're all just kind of like there's a few of them, not any of the ones that I'm using though. A few of them come with it stock, but I like to use kind of other plugins out there.
Yeah, stock's why settle for stock?
Yeah, exactly right. There's some good synths out there. More fun when you have a piece of hardware. You can plug a hardware directly into the iPad as well. At that point, you just need a dongle to extend the USB. Yeah.
Gotcha. What about am I missing anything? Should I be asking you more?
Well, one thing I like about this as well is I've audio routed some loops to other loops. So this yellow is going to go through these effects. Well, right now it's going through some reverb. Let's get more. You can hear that kind of reverby from the synth, right? It's going through some reverb and it's going through. Let's see. I like this one. It's kind of chops it up a little bit. So slow down the chop speed. So it's going through the reverb and it's going through this effect. And what I'd like to do is take it into one of these other loops. So I pointed it to the pink one. This is your output area here. Everything's going to your master, but I decided to also point it to the pink one. So now I can, click on the pink loop, and I'm recording that chopped up sound from here. If I can find the one that, Now I can play with a little bit of the effects. And when I play back what I've recorded, I'll have the affected loop in there.
That's very fun. That's where you get into the sound design depth.
Yeah. So you've got loops feeding other loops with your sound effects. So there's a lot of fun things you can do with that.
Loops on loops.
Yeah. Loops on loops.
All right. This is pretty cool and attainable. You said, did you say this is free?
The Loopy app is $20.
$20. It's basically free. It's
the Loopy app is awesome.
Coffee.
Yeah, it's $20, and I like to really just turn people onto that. Most people already have a phone or an iPhone. A lot of people have iPhones. Not everybody has an iPhone, but a lot of people have iPhones. So having the Loopy app with an iPhone, you can $20, you can get started, just messing around.
Yeah.
Doing everything I've shown today, pretty much.
Right, and more.
Yeah. And more. It's got something in my throat.
That's okay. Well, that's okay, especially because we got to take a break right now. We are gonna come back though, and you're gonna use this program and push it to its limits as you and I create some loops out of everything in the studio. So thank you again for joining me. Fresh back into the States. And thanks for sharing your looping knowledge. I'm sure this was educational and helpful for somebody out there, especially if you're just getting started in looping. This is a great place to start, I think. You don't need to buy the 505.
No, I wouldn't buy the 505. I'd spend $20 on my phone and start messing around.
Yes, definitely. I have a student who just bought their first little Ditto looper, and those things are hard to use because you have to stomp and then double stomp on it to get the loop, and that double stomp can be very difficult to do properly. This is a much better solution, and then you're really just guitar focused with
Right.
the ditto looper or a little looper like that
That's right.
with your amp. So
Yeah.
a lot more opportunity here.
I also actually I brought this little guy along. I wanted to also just add this to the mix. This is a it's a foot pedal looper here. Really cheap one I picked up off of Amazon for about $40. And it's Bluetooth, so I can actually pair with my iPad. There's a Bluetooth Bluetooth device setting here. Pair it with my iPad, and then trigger start and stop of loops with my foot
That
wirelessly.
yes, the foot action helps out a lot.
So so for guitar players, this is one I wanted to just kind of show how very portable, and you can essentially just trigger any one of these little things here to the loop.
Sure, they're mappable.
Yep, it's mappable.
So what's the brand of that and the model? Like what were you holding?
It says Play Well on it, but I've seen a bunch of these on Amazon. They're just kind of floating around. Some manufacturer is making it, and there's a lot of different brands that just kind of circulate through. Like I said, I got this one for $40, and I think it's pretty common to just look on Amazon. For like wireless Bluetooth foot controller, wireless MIDI, right? It's just a MIDI signal, so they can send it through Bluetooth. It's not as heavy as an audio signal. Audio signal has a lot more data than a MIDI command.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got a foot pedal that turns pages for me in my iPad. Super
Nice.
helpful.
Is it wireless?
It is, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's so great.
Wireless MIDI.
Life-changing.
Yeah.
Life-changing tips. And you heard them here on Asheville 8 p.m. Note. Thank you, Graham Whitley. You and I, Sam Irvin, will be right back with some jams.
All right.
All aboard.
Ready for it.
See, I'm not getting any sound out of this stuff.
Did we lose all the sound?
Yeah, everything's stopped working during the break. So that's fine, but
Oh, well,
and yours should be.
It's fine. This would let you pan.
You sound fantastic.
what was that?
Like I moved, the sound came back out once I took the pans off.
No, really?
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, well.
Why no worky?
What's happening now?
Well, I am trying to troubleshoot why I don't have any audio. Oh, that was it. Some kind of plugin getting in the way.
Okay.
All is good.
Are we live again?
Yeah, you guys.
Okay, cool. Great. I never saw that thumbs up, you know. But this time I wasn't looking. That's on me. All right, so what? Give me an adjective. It's like an improv sesh. Give me a word,
Oh man.
and I will play
Wow, how about ocean?
ocean.
uh,
Like a turbulent ocean? No, I think like a...
Just like yeah, that sounds like the ocean to me. I like that. I think I like to start off with like shell chords sometimes when I'm doing that kind of thing. Just a really simple, like when I'm doing loop. Yeah, but that bossa nova rhythm's really good. Oh yeah.
Oh, we got the cutter happening.
Yeah, I got some reverb.
Play something easier than that too.
I like that. Yeah. Yeah.
That was great. We did
Voila.
it. The ocean.
That was excellent.
Yeah. Some waves.
Yeah, that was good.
Some vicissitudes.
Yeah, that was good. I like just being able to just hear you keep playing into that in the rhythms and add those different layers. That's what it's all about.
Oh yeah, it's really thrilling for me too, because I don't know what's gonna come in, what's gonna come out.
Yeah, this is what I like to do. Is just improv the whole thing and have somebody who's listening enough to like just go find those different layers.
Yeah, definitely. I find as I'm playing and I notice that you've hit this repeating chord progression, I know that I can just go down a third,
Yeah.
and then whatever you're repeating is now sort of the harmony,
Mm-hmm.
a third higher than what
Yeah.
I'm playing now. And if I
Yeah.
just keep descending in thirds, then we sort of get this deeper and deeper sound.
Brilliant. Something I didn't point out earlier that I really should have. Actually, the main reason I came over to this looper was there's a record function built in, and I can also record all my color groups. So whenever I make a recording, it's a multi-track recording. Your guitar and all of the loops have their own tracks at the end of this. So that's one of the things I love the most about the whole experience is I can just like get a multi-track of that session just now, and I can pull those lines out if I wanted to.
That is huge.
Yeah,
Hugely
it is.
helpful.
For a looper, like nothing out there. No other looper has a multi-track recording session of the loops built into it. So
Have you found yourself using it a
So
lot?
yeah, I can take that and just it's just a file stack, and I can dump that into Ableton, or I can dump that into Logic or my DAW, digital audio workstation, and all those files are just you just bring that folder stack right over there.
That's great. I really obsessed over, and I didn't go through with it, the video switching camera angles.
Mm-hmm.
There was one for a couple $100 more that saves all 5 of the camera angles in the way that you're talking.
Rodecaster Pro, right? Or one of those.
The ADA Mini Pro ISO.
Oh yeah, okay.
And so
okay.
yeah, it captures all the angles, so then you could go back and re-edit it. And I was like, am I really going to end up going back and doing a fresh cut of all the videos? I don't know.
Yeah. It's nice to have the options when it comes to just having the stems or the raw files.
It's true. I mean, what if we capture gold here?
That's right. It was just nice to, or just you want to take out one of those lines. You just, man, I love that line. I just want to take it out and put it into something else.
Yeah.
You've got access to it.
So are we gonna try a drum loop? I'm so
yes, I think we will try.
I'm
a
so
drum loop.
eager to try this.
Yeah, I think we should.
Because I feel like there's some really cool things you can do with a drum, like a live drum thing that's been looped. Maybe not in the way that we were just doing it with. Yeah, I mean, you can add stuff like that.
Yeah,
That'll be dope.
Gotta-
But you can pitch down the drum loop, which gives it a real hip hop sort of flavor.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I can pitch down that drum loop.
So let's try and complete this process.
Let's do it.
Capture a drum loop and then pitch it down.
All right.
And check out these cool lo-fi hip hop feels.
I'll pitch it down. Should I slow it down as well? Because I can do all that.
Maybe, yeah. We can
slow it down. We can pitch it down.
I'll be able to hear it over here. Sorry in advance for being super loud.
So we can make so the next one is to make a kind of a lo-fi relax and study meme music.
That's right. That's what it is. I'm gonna just make sure that my drums are actually going to use here. So that should be all these.
turn it up in the mix a little bit. Want to pitch it down. There we go. I'm going to put a little filter on it because I think filters are cool. Some effects here. Little compression. Can you layer another drum beat on top of that? I'll turn the volume down a little bit. Drum loop pitch down again. I got an undo button here so I can just undo all that stuff. We'll redo it. Fun stuff. Yeah. All right, sounds good. You want a funk bass? Let me. Oh, you want a clavichord? That's all right. You know what? I like that. Let me. Give me a little sec to get over here. Let me, I guess I could turn off the drums to be in certain things. That's a nice another little thing I guess I didn't mention was, I can take, hit the drum sound. Okay, that's good. I can take that and tell it that I don't want it to go to, certain destinations, certain loop colors. So that's kind of nice. Sweet. Sweet.
What's next? What sounds do you want?
I want some more guitar, man.
More guitar.
This guitar sounds so sweet.
Just box me in.
I just love the guitar.
Yeah, I see people walking around with just shirts with guitars on them.
Yeah. Huh?
You know. You don't have guitars on. Okay. Oh man, I am gonna grab my water. Hold on. Fill up the dead air.
Wow. I'm going for it.
Funky stuff.
That was good.
The nylon string holds up when there's no. It's not a real band.
Does it ever?
I like the idea of rocking out with my nylon string because it's my primary thing that I do. But if you get a band in a room and you're trying to jack up the body's so thin that there are feedback issues, and you pick up the drum set, it's sort of unfeasible.
For sure. It's nice to have headphones that makes the quality of the instrument really come out, and it's not getting tied up with a bunch of other noises in the room. I mean, that's a really nice, you got a really nice instrument there, so that it's it's gonna have some nice resonance and some really good sound quality close-rated headphones.
Yeah.
Hopefully it sounds good on the other end.
I'm not seeing any thumbs up, so I guess not.
Who's to say?
Oh yeah, you have a mic over there. Oh, you're right.
Do we have any callers? Are you taking callers on the show yet?
I don't know.
You should definitely take callers.
We
Do
should
we have any
take
callers?
callers.
First time caller, long time
We
listener.
take comments. Did we ever open up that window? No, we did not.
We'll chat
we
later
missed
about
a few things.
If anybody wants to call,
got some
my
to-dos.
number is 867 5309.
Yeah, that one. Let's play that one.
Yeah.
The last guest requested Freebird, and we played that to finish out the
nice.
show. Yeah, he was joking, but we played it. My last student of the day played that song by Lit, My Own Worst Enemy.
Nice.
For me?
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds like that's a
The
that takes you back
throwback,
right there.
I know.
Dude. So when I was in South America just last week, man, it kept taking me out of the moment. There was so many people, so many nice places we went into were playing like 90s alternative rock. Like,
Oh yeah.
I was like, or early 2000s alternative rock. In the case
That's
of
where I
Lit.
live. I'm stuck with
and I
like
was
Beck
like,
and
I was like, man,
Cake.
I was like, yeah, well,
Gorillas.
I mean, it's not a bad place to be stuck. We can discuss your favorite Beck and Cake albums. That sounds.
Oh man, I mean you can't beat Comfort Eagle. That
nice.
that album's so
I mean, my favorite Cake album was just that first one that came out. You know.
Oh yeah, with the Mastodon.
Yeah, no, with the crown on it. Going the Distance was a track on there, and they also did Going Distance.
Fashion Nugget maybe.
Fashion Nugget, yeah, that was my favorite Cake album.
That's a good one.
Yeah. The OG Cake album.
Beck, where do you land?
I really like Mutations. I'm like I would like it's classic, but I think it's Mutations or Sea Change. And those whenever I put those on, I'm just happy.
I sometimes think Sea Change just for Tropicalia.
Yeah.
Or that is that the name of that song?
I think so.
Man, that's a good one.
Yeah, I like the way Sea Change opens. It's got just like a nice flowy feel. He's playing acoustic guitar and doing some different stuff.
Yeah, I sort of lean away from his singer-songwritery stuff though. I like Midnight Vultures.
It's a little lost, that's for sure. But I like the production of it. He's got so much extra sounds happening on the singer-songwriter stuff. It just kind of like makes it sound cooler somehow, even though he's like not that great of a singer-songwriter. It's like, wow, you really filled out the sound here, and I'm interested.
He's a creative person. Yeah. I still listen to his new stuff, even though I don't know. You got to separate the artist from the art a little bit. I think with Beck.
Yeah.
These days.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I haven't heard of his new stuff. I'll have to check it out.
Hyperspace.
Yeah, I'll have to check. I know that he came out with an album last year.
It was cool.
I'll have to check it out.
All right, so now we're gonna do some cool stuff, right? I'm gonna get on my huge synth board over there.
Sounds awesome. Let's do that.
Or do you want to get me, or do you want a guitar thing to start with for me to walk away with?
Always.
Okay, let's do that.
Let
Maybe some
me give
minor.
you a weird noise to cue your guitar playing.
Sure.
That's a good enough weird noise right there.
How about my glugging? Are we picking that up in the mic?
I can loop your glugging.
Good.
Can we loop the glugging?
You wanted the mics not through the looper, remember?
Right. Need a button for that.
I do need more buttons in the studio. I think I'm not quite there.
Just got a nice vocally breathy tone. That's it. That's all you get.
Oh, that's we're doing it.
That's all you
Oh, good, but it's in D, so that's nice. You getting this?
No, I think we gotta do it again. Check out the so there's another way to do the click, right, for this one, because it was I think it found it was not on. That's kind of your click, right? But
So you got bing, bing, bing.
yeah,
bing.
you can. What I do is
slow click. It's hard to cover.
It is a slow click. We're having a slow time.
I won't complain. I'll do my best.
I can fix that. Cool stuff. Boom. Now we got the click. Boom.
There we go. Okay. Trouble with looping.
Yeah.
One more try. This is the last try because it's gonna happen. Here I go. Still don't think we got it. At the end.
Right there.
I hate it.
Cover it up.
Give me one more. I'll make it shorter. One more.
1, 2, 3, go. I think it's the looper. We did it right. It's the looper.
Let me make the click.
Yeah. I mean, there's something going on with it. What happens is the looper, it kind of thinks, it does some thinking for you sometimes. It says, well, you didn't do this. It has to do with like when it quantizes anyway. I've turned all that nonsense off now.
Okay,
So
let's
we'll
see
just,
what
like,
we
make
can do.
the first loop.
I think what I was doing is too sad anyways.
All right.
Let's do something else. How about like... that sound?
I hear a little sound there. A little friendly sound. Do we want to... Can we loop that?
You can try to loop
Can we loop that little...
death rattle.
The death rattle? I can put some effects on it. And I love this because I can put some effects on my friend here.
All right, we made some sound. We made some noise.
We did. We made some noise.
That's good. All right. We have just enough time for one more little guitar blip.
That sounds cool.
Does that sound
That
okay?
sounds
Let's
awesome.
take it back down a notch.
Take it back down.
Back to the ocean.
The
you know?
organic, the
Float.
organic feel. That sounds good to me.
You got some sounds I liked, some sounds I didn't like. But isn't that how it goes?
I think that's that. I mean, that's quality. You know, that's what you want.
Some stuff that's quality, some stuff that's not.
You know that
To
you're
make the stuff that
adventuring.
is quality to look better, right?
You know,
Through
you know that you're
contrast.
adventuring. You know what I mean? If you got that this other stuff.
Oh yeah, that's true. Luke Pachelbel's canon. Yes, definitely. All right, Graham
All
Whitley,
right, man.
thank you so much for coming on.
That was fun.
That was a lot of
fun.
fun.
That was like progressively better than the last jam.
What?
You know?
I liked the last jam. What are you
last
trying to
jam.
say?
Well, I mean, everything was better than the last jam.
You're right. Yeah, you're only as good as your last jam.
Exactly.
I
We'll get the shirts for next week.
yeah, I'll be sure to have you back on. Maybe not in another month.
Yeah, it might be a while, but let's do it. Let's do it. Sounds
Absolutely, I would love to have you back. We'll round table it. I'm not sure who's on next week, or I keep meaning to look into that and preview it. But in the meantime, I hope everybody has a good one. Thank you for tuning in. If you did, I'm Sam Irvin. This was Asheville 8 Note, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye. Working out the kinks.